Here's a clip from the Southwestern Lead app.
Recently, I was on Twitter, which I don't spend a lot of time on, thankfully, but I did run across one tweet which really spoke to me. Henry Nouwen, I don't know if you've heard of him, Dan, famous priest, philosopher, that someone had lifted one of his some of his writings and put them on Twitter. And so I thought this was really helpful. I wanted to share a couple of them real quick.
Yeah, please.
You know, it was really 5 thoughts and what he calls 5 lies that we believe about our identity. And this was super true for me. So if there's a little nugget here and there that I share, this is a nugget. If you're running or trying to take notes, that would be flattering to me. But anyway, this is what he said. He said, number 1, this is the first lie. I am what I have. I am what I have. I mean, one of the challenges with what's going on in America up to the big pandemic was just rampant, I think, consumerism. I mean, I look around and I see people that have so much stuff that they have, well, you know, the whole storage unit phenomenon that's going on. I've got a neighbor with storage units in his driveway. And these are not small houses, but he can't fit all of his stuff in his home. So he had to buy a storage unit. So that kind of harkened me back to, you know, what a lot of people are about and how they define their identity by what they have. I remember Craig Soder used to teach, you know, there were 3 levels of what I would call consumerism. I got to have more. I got to have better. I got to have different. You know, I got to have more than everybody else. If I got as much as everybody else, I got to have better stuff. If I got better stuff, then I got to really do the twist and have different stuff. So anyway, that's the first lie. I am what I have. It's kind of important. Second lie is I am what I do. And this is the one that kind of impacted me when I left after 36 years. That lie is I am what I do. You know, when you meet somebody for the first time at a party, they say, oh, well, hi, nice to meet you. What do you do? You know, and we're human beings. We're not human doings, but that's a great icebreaker. But that lie says that, you know, we're all striving for a job, a position, a title. What am I doing? You know, where are my gifts? Where should I go? How should I still contribute, even though I'm not in that same arena? So that's another big lie. Besides what I have, I am what I do. And you're not. I believe what Nouwen said. Third, he said, I am what other people think of me. So this plays into, I mean, I am not there's some great things that happen on social media, but we buy into the lie that popularity or having a certain number of followers. I know the number 1 Gen Z title to aspire to is to be an influencer. You know, what do you want to, I want to be an influencer. So getting approval from others or acceptance from others, you know, that's just what other people think of me is not where I should draw my identity from. So I like that. And these are, you know, he said 2 others. I just wanted to share them. And these you have to think about a little bit. So think. He said, I am nothing more than my worst moment. I'm nothing more than my worst moment. Now, I have had tons of moments and periods in my life that I would like to redo. I've ruined relationships by something I've done, or crappy behavior, or saying the wrong word, or trying to be cute. I mean, it's really damaged people's feelings and relationships. But, you know, you can't reflect on that and think that that's who you are. But a lot of people do. You know, if you think about huge mistakes you've made in your life, I've made some huge ones, you know, in my marriage. Certainly, Dan, you know, working together as long as we had,
Mm.
I said and did dumb stuff. And I think all of us do that. But I think the dark side is kind of like an insurance adjuster. If you remember in the old days before you could take pictures, if you wrecked your car, you had to call in the old days an insurance adjuster. And what an insurance adjuster would do is come out and take pictures of your wreck from all angles and then send those into the insurance company and do an estimate. Now you can just do it on your phone. You take a picture and send it in. But I think the dark side works off this lie, and they're like insurance adjusters. So if I'm feeling good about myself, like, yeah, I'm confident, my life's good, things are going great, then the dark side comes back and says, oh, you remember this? Whoosh, pulls out the photos of me doing or saying or acting crappily. And I was like, oh, and so I think about I'm reminded of my worst moment, and I'm no better than that. Or if you just had a victory in your life and suddenly he's like, oh, check out this 8x10 screw up. You remember this? Insurance adjusters. So we're bigger than any one moment. So that's something that's good to keep in mind. And the last thought.
Hey, so good. I want to hear the fifth one.
I might save it and no, I'll tell you. It's kind of the inversion of that. I'm nothing less. This is a lie. I'm nothing less than my best moment. So again, my mind's always going back to classic rock. This is like Jethro Tull, living in the past. A lot of times we'll build our identity on our successes and our greatest moments. Like, you're only as good as your last record, and that's it. But you're always going to be eclipsed by someone who does it better than you, And I was thinking, what's a good application of this? And I remembered I used to have the Missouri Valley record in the 1 and 200 meter freestyle. The Missouri Valley record for 2 weeks. That was it. So in swimming, that was I had peaked and I had some notoriety for a whole 2 weeks. So anyway, but those lies are you got to remember those are lies. You're not what you have. You're not what you do. You're not what other people think of you. You're more than all that. And you got to remember your best and worst moments and keep those in perspective.
Yeah.
Southwestern Lead is an international leadership program that helps you build skills, gain confidence, and discover new opportunities. With professional coaching, a world-class digital learning platform, and certifications that will enhance your resume or application, Lead sets you apart. We'll show you how to turn success principles into success habits through small group training, one-on-one coaching, and guided action plans to help you apply what you're learning. It takes more than academics to reach your goals. See what one of America's oldest leadership training programs can do for you. Visit southwesternlead.com.